on video.
Okay, so boats and ships, they work on a really simple principle to float. They have to use air to counter their buoyancy. So we're going to demonstrate that with some raisins and some Sprite.
And woo! While we're waiting for that to go down, tell us what we're comparing this to being in Spanish class.
Okay, so the Spanish, whenever the conquistadors came over to the New World, they saw all this gold and they said, hey, let's take it back. We like gold. So they loaded their ships down with gold, and in some times there would be so much gold on the ship they would sink. And that would either be because they run aground on a reef, hurricane, stuff like that. But this explains the principles behind it. And now that we've got some ambiance,
Hear the
these
rain
raisins
pouring down.
represent a ship. And as they sink, they get a coat of bubbles and they rise back to the surface.
Oh my.
And we can keep doing this and they will keep rising and sinking. Because the raisins are wrinkled, that means they get surface area, so the air bubbles trapped inside the Sprite due to the process of carbonation can attach to them and escape.
It's sea foam.
So this is essentially the same process with the boats. They have to have these big spaces underneath their ship called bulkheads, and they are filled with air. But the Spanish, they had the unfortunate tendency to overload their ships with gold, so there couldn't be a lot of air in there. So there was lots of gold and not lots of air. That makes it more dense than the water. So they were like the raisins, and they would sink down.
Wow.
And if I keep putting them in there, it'll go for about another half hour.
Really?
And something interesting, if you do the math behind it, which I don't want to bore you with, you take the surface area of the raisin, the length, the mass, and you compare it to how much it sinks and rises. It will be directly proportional to a Spanish ship and even the Titanic.
Wow. Good job. Round of applause. Good job, Dennis.